Democratic Sen. MenendezRobert Menendez confirmation drama highlights media hypocrisy. Menendez calls on state to open investigation into delay in Ukraine aid as NFIP reauthorization deadline looms. Congress must end lethal subsidies. More NJ on Friday. Pressed Secretary of State Mike Richard Pompeo, Trump's special envoy for Ukraine, steps down overnight. Defense presented by Huntington Ingalls Industries. Pentagon chief says delay in Ukraine aid didn't hurt U.S. security. Dem subpoena Pompeo for Ukraine documents. House for second time votes to block Trump emergency. Democrats subpoena Pompeo for Ukraine documents. Moreover, the Trump administration's dealings with Ukraine, as well as the ouster of a former ambassador to the country earlier this year. Menendez sent a letter to Pompeo on Friday questioning the State Department officials' interactions with Ukraine, including demanding answers about the ouster of U.S. Ambassador to Ukraine Marie Yovanovitch in May. Why was the U.S. ambassador to Ukraine recalled in May 2019? Did you approve that decision? Menendez wrote in the letter, calling for the Trump administration official to explain what he described as a perversion of U.S.
foreign policy news. Yesterday's
report. Trump told Russian officials in 2017 he was unconcerned about Moscow's election interference. Report. More coerced a foreign leader to investigate his domestic political opponents. At Sec. Pompeo owes the American people answers. Read my letter to him. pic.twitter.com/UU9FMDWX. Senator Bob Menendez at Senator Menendez, September 27, 2019. Yovanovitch is among several key State Department figures House Democrats have scheduled depositions for next month as part of their impeachment inquiry against Trump. Advertisement. The Associated Press reported that while Yovanovitch's resignation drew little attention when it happened earlier this year, with the State Department saying she was merely ending her term ahead of a scheduled exit, others in the diplomatic community were appalled by her removal. The ambassador was mentioned in Trump's July 25 phone call with the president of Ukraine that was integral to the start of a formal impeachment inquiry this week. Trump told the Ukrainian leader that Yovanovitch was bad news and going to go through some things, according to a memo released by the White House. Menendez praised the former U.S. diplomat on Twitter on Friday, saying her service and sacrifice is emblematic of the countless career officials at the State Deep to dedicate their lives to promoting the American ideals and values, human rights, freedom, gender equality, and democracy. Marie Yovanovitch's service and sacrifice is emblematic of the countless career officials at the State Deep who dedicate their lives to promoting American ideals and values, human rights, freedom, gender equality, and democracy. https://t.co/tqlyadkv246. Senator Bob Menendez at Senator Menendez, September 27, 2019. The Democratic senator is requesting that Pompeo testify before the Senate Foreign Relations Committee after a whistleblower complaint alleged several State Department and intelligence officials were briefed on Trump's Ukraine call, which has since become the center of mounting scrutiny surrounding the president's contacts with the country. Menendez's letter contained more than a dozen questions to answer by October. One about contacts with Ukraine and the role of Trump's personal attorney Rudy Giuliani pulls out of event featuring Putin, reports The Hill's 12:30 report. Pelosi attacks Barr over Ukraine call. Feinstein calls for word-for-word transcript of Trump call at heart of impeachment inquiry. Moore, who said the State Department asked him to take a call from Ukraine in the events. As Secretary of State, you are charged with carrying out foreign policy for the United States. Menendez read in the letter. Yet it appears that our policy with Ukraine was effectively outsourced to a private individual pursuing the personal vendettas of the president. He also tweeted, "My message to Sec. Pompeo. This should shake anyone who has taken an oath to support and defend our Constitution." Yet it remains unclear what, if anything, you and the State Department did in response to this unacceptable behavior. The House Intelligence Committee on Thursday released a declassified version of a whistleblower complaint that raises concerns about the July 25 phone call between Trump and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, during which they discussed former Vice President Joe Biden McConnell challenging McGrath-Back's impeachment inquiry. McConnell encouraged Trump to release transcript of Zelensky call. Report Trump told Russian officials in 2017 he was unconcerned about Moscow's election interference. Report more into his son, as well as alleged efforts to restrict access to records related to the call. The phone call was the catalyst for Democrats to launch a formal impeachment inquiry against the president earlier this week. Let's block ads. Why?